Hey internet, so today we are going to do a little planner overview. I just happen to have all three of the main style Hobonichi planners with me for 2020. These are all 2020 dated Hobonichi planners. They do have a new offering called the Date Free, which is essentially the A5 and the A6 with more of like a stology undated page layout, kind of just like note pages. But I wasn't really interested in those, so I didn't buy them. And then there are two other versions of these, but I will get into that in a little bit. So there are three main styles of Hobonichi planners: the weeks, and the Techo in the A6 and the A5. Techo is the Japanese word for planner or diary, and Coda is totally drinking water right now, but this is like the fourth time I'm recording this, so I am not editing it out. Just gonna roll with it. So these are very similar layouts, whereas this one is a completely different style. So I'm gonna hop into the weeks first because that was like the popular planner for 2019. If you're anywhere in the planner community, it's probably not a surprise to you. So I'm just gonna quickly go through the deal with this thing. So the weeks is approximately like a personal or standard size planner. It's tall and skinny as opposed to the other two, which are kind of more rectangular and closer to square in shape. This particular cover is the Space Invaders exclusive. I bought it from Amazon Japan. I believe it was only available at one other Japanese retailer. The thing with the Hobonichi weeks is there's a bunch of different cover options. Some of them are Japanese exclusive. Some of them you have to order directly through the Hobonichi site. A lot of the other ones you can get through American retailers like Jet Pens and Anderson Pens. So there are a lot of options for you. You can dress it up with a clear color, a jelly cover, a leather cover. I do have leather covers for all three of my planners. For example, this is my A6 that I'm using this year. This is just a Foxy Fix. I actually have an ImperfectlyPerfekt cover coming in the mail tomorrow. Very excited about it. But I've got, covers from different makers. I just like them. I think it makes it look very polished. So, the weeks. This particular cover is glossy, but there's a lot of the covers that are like fabric based. You open it up, depending on the edition, this one's kind of special, so it's got black pages, but I believe my one from last year just says like Hobo on it in a tiled pattern. It comes with 2 bookmarks. If I'm being honest with you, I snip these. I'm not a fan of them. I'll replace it with a string, like the one that I have on my A6, where it's just got the 2 charms at the bottom. I just prefer that better. I like the look of the strings better than these, and I think that the strings get bends in them, and I don't like it. So I probably will end up snipping those. You have your little title page. The weeks has the current year overview and then the previous year and the next year. This is all, however, in Japanese. The numerals are all numbers, obviously, but all of the text in this planner is Japanese for the most part. I believe the months are not. Yeah, the months are in English, but everything else is Japanese. So the next thing you have is this like overview tracking page. I know a lot of people use it to track like one specific habit for the year. In my fitness Hobonichi, I use it to track steps. And other people use it to track like gratitude. I can't write that little personally, but if it works for you, it works for you. I think that it's just a really good place to get an overview. Some people do like a year in pixels here, and there's little rooms for notes at the top. Then we have the monthlies. This does start in December of 2019, and I think it ends in March of 2020. Yeah, and once you get into 2020, or 2021, sorry, it does specify. It is 2021 there. So you've got monthlies. They're just very straightforward, functional. You've got some to-dos at the bottom of here. You have grid over here. A lot of people will do like a little sticker diary here or pre-planning. I don't really, if I'm being honest, I do not utilize monthlies. Like that's just not something I've ever been really good at. I think I'm going to try it for 2020, not in this planner, however. For exercise, I've seen people track what day it is, if it's like cardio, legs, arms, whatever. Then we move into the weeklies. I love this layout for productivity reasons. There's a lot of other reasons that you would choose to use a weeks, like a lot of people do like gratitude or lettering or journaling, or I think I've seen people do like Bible stuff in there. I don't know the words for that. But there's a lot that you can do. Like I've said, you can also use it for like fitness. I like it personally as a productivity planner because it forces me to focus on maybe like the top 3 or 4 priorities in a day, and nothing else fits. So I'm the kind of person that will totally like overbook myself during the day. I'll show you my daily for yesterday. Actually, it's kind of funny. I wrote a lot down. Like, obviously not all of these were high priority tasks, but it's nice to kind of have a place where you're forced, you're low on space. This is your option. This is what you have to do today. So that's why I like this layout. And I'm a lister, so I like the right page for lists, but a lot of people do some cool art journaling stuff with that. So you have weeks for every week of the year, and then we have a notes section. This is like, the Hobonichi adds a bunch of like random pages that they think are interesting. So this is a bunch of acronyms that they've written out in like Japanese and in the like English. We have notes pages, so we have an index for the notes. The notes pages are numbered, and this is a regular Hobonichi, so there are 69 notes pages, and I think the Mega has twice as many, or close to twice as many. Then there's just more of these Japanese pages in the back. If you have Google Translate, it's actually really interesting to go and like put your phone up above it, and it'll translate it in real time just to see what it says. So then they have a My 100. I am not 100% sure I understand what the concept is, but I think it's just supposed to be like 100 things or 100 goals that you have. I'm sure it explains it in Japanese up here, but like I said, I don't speak Japanese. I learned a smidge of Korean, but these are not the same things. So yeah, there's a bunch of pages on the back that I wholeheartedly do not... This looks like an address page. I think I can figure that out, but yeah. And then there's a little serial number in the back for your unique Hobonichi. The Space Invaders one did happen to come with a little sticker sheet, but not all of them do. So that is the weeks, and I'm sure you've seen a million of them this year. So now that that's out of the way, there are actually two other Hobonichi, well there's more than two, but there's two main other Hobonichi planners. These are both the Techo, like I said at the beginning of the video, that just means diary or planner. They come in two sizes, A6, which is a daily, and the A5, which has everything the A6 has, but it also has a weekly view. So I'll do the A6 first. And this is actually the Steiff edition. I hope I'm saying that right. It's German. And I think they're a teddy bear company because there's a teddy bear on here. I'm not totally sure, but they have their little stamp on the back here. It was just a collaboration with Hobonichi. There's usually a little Hobonichi logo here, but they switched it out for a bear, and I thought the bear was cuter, so I don't know. It's probably some sort of capitalism gimmick, but I'm here for it. You've got the inside is this like really, really beautiful gray craft paper. I love that touch. A title page. Now here, the difference between the weeks and the A6 is that the weeks just gives you 2020 and 2021. You will notice that this is an English edition planner. They do sell the Hobonichi A6 in Japanese, but I think there are some differences. I can pop it up on the page at some point if I figure out what the differences are. But all the text in this planner is English. And you will also notice that the pages are white. The Hobonichi Weeks has this cream colored Tomoe river paper, and it makes a lot of people have very strong opinions about it. I personally don't mind it. I would definitely prefer if they used the white paper in the weeks, but you know, it's not a deal breaker for me. I would recommend that if you've never had a Tomoe river paper, I'm going to say that word wrong so many times in this video. I would recommend that if you've never had a Tomoe river paper planner, to maybe like find a friend that has one first, or like find a smaller notebook before dropping $30 to $50 on a Hobonichi, because if you hate the paper, you hate the paper. Like, people have very strong opinions about it. But anyway, so then you've got kind of a different monthly year-to-glance overview than in the weeks. You have more space to write things out, and you just have like one little space for a day. So this I've seen a lot of people use for gratitude, because you do have a little more room, and then over here you could write like a highlight of the month. So you have that for the whole year plus January through March, and you do have it for December of 2019. So it starts with a monthly for December of 2019. Nice white paper. I love this like layout. It's so aesthetic. They label the weeks over here on the side, and then you've got some room to jot notes on the sides and the bottom. So you've got that for the entire year, and then also I believe January through December. So you'll see here, once it's 2021, they put that it's 2021 right here, just so that you're not like messing up or whatever. And then we have two little notes pages, kind of an index for January, and we jump into January. So every day you have a daily area the moon phase, what day of the week it is, what week number of the year it is. The month is here in this, or this is the day, not the month. The month is here. The day is here in this nice bold numeral, and then you've got a quote at the bottom, which does happen to be in English because, like I said, this is the English planner. If you have the Japanese one, the quote is going to be in Japanese. And then you have a calendar on every spread. The only thing I don't like about this is the fact that the Sundays are red. But once again, it's not a deal breaker for me. It's just red is aesthetically not my jam. So you've got that for an entire year up until, let's see when it ends. Exactly December 31st. So unlike the weeks, you don't really have any buffer periods, but then you do have a few date pages at the end, and then some contacts, some size charts, some conversion tables, another My 100 page, and then just more of that Hobonichi information, but written in English this time. So for me personally, I use this as like journaling, art journaling. I do like a little doodle, so I try to do like a pencil drawing that I color in with like my microns and like Tombos and stuff every day, just as a kind of like creative journaling outlet, but the drawings will be about things that I did that day. So for me, I'm not bulking up the planner a lot because I'm not really using that much stickers or washi or anything like that. You can sticker and washi the hell out of this. It will just be like this big by the time you're done. And if you do plan on doing that, this is a situation where I would recommend getting the Avec model instead of this model. So this model is the full year. If you are interested in like going ham on your stickers, your washi, your watercolor, your decoupage, or whatever the hell that is, I don't know, consider buying the Avec version. The Avec is simply this book split into two 6-month segments so that you don't have to have this book that's like this thick at the end of the year. You just have 2 books that are like this thick once you've like chunked it out. You know what I mean? So that is also a really cool thing that Hobonichi offers. I personally don't see the need in it, so I didn't get it because I like how it looks in a cover, you know, kind of chunked out. And this is mine for the year, so as you can see, I really haven't like chunked it too much. I've done minimal washi. Last up, we have the Cousin. This is an A5 size. This, I think, is a great planner for someone who just wants one super functional planner. I personally use this for work, which is, I mean, it's great that this is blank right now because I can show you everything. So basically, it's this like manila envelope colored whatever. The Avec is actually blue and maybe also this color, but the blue is prettier than this. I will admit that. I will end up, you know, stickering, washiing. I'm not a respectable professional work person. So you have this title page. Again, like the weeks, you've got the current year, the previous year, the next year, so that is a nice touch. And it is really big. This one is in Japanese, and I don't think it comes in an English version, so you're a little bit on your own for that. But then you've got the same overview as the A6, but you do have this additional little area down here. And then you've got more room up top, whereas the A6 only had space for like one thing. But this does only go January to December. It doesn't go December to March. So keep that in mind. Then you've got basically just a sized up A6 monthly, which is a great way to track appointments and stuff like that. So then that goes until March of 2021. Like I said, if for the A6, they did specify that it's 2021, kind of as a differentiator. So then the cool thing about the A5 is it has everything the A6 has, but it also has this weekly view, which is, it's great for me for work. This is where I track my time. So I like, the columns are a little bit, I think they're a little wider than an inch, so they don't fit Erin Condren size stickers, but they do fit plenty of like minimalist type stickers. You've got this whole sidebar over here, and then each day with a 24-hour schedule. So after the weekly, we move into the dailies. These are the same as the A6, just A5 sized. The only difference being that Sundays are not red in the A5 because instead each month is its own color. So for example, November is brown, or no, this is February? I can't read. Yeah, so this is kind of, this is part of, you know, the struggles of a reading a Japanese planner. Yes, so this is January is red, February is brown, March is purple, April is pink. So this is the month, the day of the week, the moon phase, and I don't know what that says. It's just the facts. You can Google Translate or learn Japanese, up to you. So then you have all of those up until, once again, the 31st of December. So there's no wiggle room as far as forward planning, but you do get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 graph pages in the back, if that floats your boat. You have a timetable that you can write out that is kind of a cool concept. So say that you have like rigid, recurring things, you could put that there as kind of a reminder. And then there's just a bunch of pages in the back here. Graph paper, favorites, another My 100, this page again, and then more of this like informational kind of stuff. So it is pretty cool. I mean, I should really whip out, oh, there's a gift tracker. That's cool. I should really whip out my my phone and see what some of this stuff says. So there's another serial number, the same thing with the craft paper and this. I do recommend keeping these in covers, whether it be the Hobonichi official covers. I don't prefer those because the way they close is like there's 2 pen loops and you slide the pen through both of them and like your pen is keeping it shut, and that's like way too Jesus take the wheel for me. So I like the leather covers, but it's up to you. A lot of people just use jelly covers. There's a lot of brands that have them. It is what it is. So those are all of the Hobonichi planners. I hope that this was informative to some of you. I just thought it would be cool because like they're all sitting here. I haven't written in them yet. They're like brand new and I like touching brand new things. So it's fun for me. It's fun for you. It's fun for everyone. If anyone has any questions about specific things I mentioned or things I didn't cover, like feel free to leave them below in the comments. And that's it. Later.